There you go.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, am I pronouncing your name right, Taryn?
Yes, it's Taryn. Yes.
Taryn, okay, beautiful name. I love you
Uh,
names. My name is Matt. Everybody's name is Matt, right? Who's not named Matt? God.
It's good. It's easy. It's good.
Yeah, glad you're on. It's going to be you and someone from California that'll be on just a second. So it'll be kind of a small group, so it'll be great. We had one earlier with some other people, so sometimes we get 2 or 3 to pop on. Sometimes it's 10.
Yeah.
No,
that's great.
But how's Texas?
Oh, Texas is great. The weather is fabulous.
Hmm.
You know, we're down here in Houston, in the Woodlands, which is just north of Houston, so it's very mild this time of year.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I've got a few students in Texas and around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But this is a senior referral business, something that Tara and I've been doing since 2018. I used to work for a large community. I took a real leap of faith because I could not do what I was doing at the large community. I was essentially networking with discharge planners, social workers, physicians, all the rest. And I really wanted to do this business. So on the way back from LA, my wife and I were talking, and I was like, I really want more options for seniors. I feel like I'm kind of pigeonholing them to one location.
Yeah.
And so I had to take a step of faith and hope this worked, because I would encourage anyone to maintain their current employment if they can and do this on the side, because you can do this on a part-time basis and make a good amount of money, or you can dive right into it.
Had you seen anyone else do this when you were on that drive with your wife?
I had not known of this industry on a local level, but I knew about it on a national level.
Right.
And then there was a marketing director that out of the blue walks into one of the conference rooms. I'm sitting there and she goes, "Oh yeah, I'm talking to so-and-so." And I said, "Who's he?" I thought he was part of her network, somebody she knew. Then she referred to him as a referral agent. And the light bulb went off. I was like, oh, these people do this on local level too. Okay, you don't have to have multi-millions to get started.
Yeah.
You can actually just know some people, get your network going and get rolling. So
yeah.
That kind of started it. And then my wife and I got talking way back from LA, and I really wanted to do the business, but I could not do both as I encourage people to do because of the conflict of interest. And I could have got fired. And I live in the Fresno, California area, which the medical industry is pretty tight, pretty lean and mean.
Yeah.
And so if I'd have done anything unethical, it would looked really bad. I probably wouldn't have been as well off as I am now. So anyway, long story short, I just bit the bullet. My wife was an office manager at a doctor's office at the time. Within 4 months, she stepped aside from that, and we were doing this full time. So we didn't have to.
Wow.
It made no sense for going into the office. And so the rest is history. I'm going to show you exactly what we make. I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. I'm actually show you QuickBooks, things when we first got started.
Okay.
That is the number one question I get from people is they want to know, how much can you make? I mean, as much as I want to say it's about serving seniors, which I see myself more as an advocate for seniors anyway.
Right.
Than a referral agent. But if you're not in the industry, people typically are looking what they can generate. And I fully get that. Investment, whether it be money, time, whatever, you don't need to know what you're making. So that's my ugly mug. That's who I am. And you see me all over the place, I guess, in certain areas on YouTube and Instagram and that kind of thing. But this is exactly what I do full time. I'm an entrepreneur, senior living specialist. I own my own agency. It's called Stafford Senior Solutions. I got a number of landing pages. You can look up StaffordSeniorSolutions.com. And then also I got the company that helps students across the nation. It's called Senior Home Business, so SeniorHomeBusiness.com. And you can look at there too. And that's an online course, but it's more than an online course. It's a community. And we offer a variety of different things. So I'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
All right. So this is actually a residential care home. I don't know if you've ever been to one. This is a good size one. It's 4,200 square feet. It's one of my favorite.
Okay.
The reason one of my favorite is because this lady right here is wonderful. The little maroon sweater. She's a nurse practitioner. The joy about this industry is you get to meet a lot of people in this industry, have a big heart for seniors. That's actually a client of mine. All the pictures you're going to see in this presentation are actually clients of mine. I've gotten permission. So we've helped several hundred seniors throughout the time. The level of care, and we'll get into that a little bit later on if you want, but how to determine whether someone should go to a residential care home versus a large community. There's a couple criteria for each, and they both have their benefits. But this back to this working from home, it truly is 100% working from home. It's not a get rich quick kind of deal. I try telling people that we make a substantial amount of money right now. It did not happen the first 30 days. It did not happen the first 90 days. You'll see what exactly we made. We made money. All right, senior referral business. So these are the things I want to cover. There on the side. How to establish a six-figure home referral business. It's very simple, clear cut. How to start for $30. You can start this business for $30. If you know certain things, you don't need me. In this industry, you don't need a franchise. You could actually do it for $30. If you don't know these certain things, you're going to need someone like me or a franchise or someone to coach you. I think right now I've got the only academy in the country doing this.
Okay.
That's what I'm told. I haven't done extensive research. My students have. I've got some students that have purchased franchises and actually have come over to the academy.
Okay.
So we're excited about that. I've got some students that try to do this on their own. They lasted about 8 months, one in Florida, one in Virginia, and they had everything to go. You had all the bells and whistles. They had their business card. They had their website. They had everything going. Couldn't get any leads. Well, if you can't get any leads, you're not going to be able to be in business, right? It's kind of like, I don't care if you have a hamburger joint. If you're not having customers, you can have make the best hamburger in the world, but nobody's coming out and buying and eating a hamburger. You're not doing anything.
That's right.
How to generate on average $3,000 a move-in. That is the industry standard, industry average. In Texas, that's all you can make.
Oh,
Okay?
there's a cap on it.
Yeah, Texas is the only state to date that has a cap on it. You can make $3,000. That's all you can make.
Wow.
Which is still great, right?
Yeah,
So you'll see just a few minutes where sometimes I'm making $6,500. Other times I'm making $900. So mine goes up and down. Yours just goes consistent.
Yeah. Do you have any students in Colorado?
No students in Colorado, Arizona, California, Washington, Texas, Virginia, Florida, Pennsylvania is doing really well, Missouri, Michigan.
Is there anything preventing one of your students from doing a two-state location, running this operation in 2 states?
The only way to prevent you from doing that is if you were a franchise. And when you buy a franchise, we'll go over that in a few minutes, you end up buying into a location, right? Zip codes.
Okay.
So for instance, we're expanding to Vegas, and I'll go over that in a second too. But I couldn't do that if I had a franchise unless it was open. But more than likely, I've got some students in Vegas. So more than likely, some people have franchise in Vegas. So I probably couldn't do it. But being independent, I can go anywhere that they have assisted living.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, what I'm going to do this coming year in 2021, if the whole coronavirus and everything opens up, my wife and I and dog are going to go somewhere that my students are going to pick. It's going to be, I'm going to be there for a week and pick any city, any state that they want me to go. The only criteria is I can't know anybody, no contacts, nothing. We're going to bring a videographer along, and I'm going to do a documentary for a week, and I will get a lead and a move-in 7 days and not know anybody.
Wow. Okay.
That's how confident I am now, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
I still do it now. And it's funny because I'm in the process of expanding to Vegas, and that's 400 miles away from where I'm at. I don't go there physically right now. I will move there in 2022, but right now I don't, and I'm still doing business, and I didn't know anybody. So it's a great business if you really want to work from home.
Yeah.
I'll teach you that stuff. So how to expand your business without purchasing a franchise, we'll go over that. So let's get back to this. That's where I was 5 years ago. Single in a 1-bedroom apartment, driving a ragtag car. Now, it's not just a story, it is the truth. I wasn't poor. I was working as a chemical salesman in that 1-bedroom apartment, and life drastically has changed for us. At the time of my life, 5 years ago, I was living paycheck to paycheck. I know people have to have a story, but this is the honest goodness truth. That is exactly where I live. And a lot of people in the industry know me. And people I went to school with, of course, know me. And they've seen the transition, where we were and where I'm at now. And I'm not trying to claim to be anything great, but it's this industry has opened up a lot of doors. And so that's where I was at.
Okay.
And what I'm going to show you, that's my wife and I. This ugly face over here is me. The interesting thing about this, I like to share this, is that this video, just a picture of a video, obviously, in Vegas, the first video I did of my company in 2018. And it's interesting, that is where we're moving to, and that's where we're getting our agency.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited about that. So that's me in my car. That's what we're going to build in our backyard. And that's my wife and I there. So enough of us. I just want to let you know who we are, kind of put some, we like to go places when we're able to. And this business has afforded opportunities that we didn't have before. We would typically go like during the week, like on Wednesday or Thursday, because there's less people.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's what you can do, because you're working. It provides a lot of extra time and freedom. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's get down to it. I'm going to show you exactly what I made the first 90 days. Now, it's not incredible, okay? I just want to be real with you and let you know it's not a get rich quick, but you can make a considerable amount of money. We started our business September of 2018. Down here at bottom, that's our first check that came in. We did 3 move-ins the first month. I worked my butt off to do that. That's not typical, but it did happen. And we got our first check within 30 days. Sometimes you get checks within 45 days, 7 days, depends on how the contract's laid out with the communities. So we made that the first month. Then you get into November, we got a little bit of a raise, right? $500 or whatever that is, not much, and got into December. So for those first 3 or 4 months, that's what we made. Not great, but it was a start. It's the start of the business. It's a legitimate 6-figure home-based business, helping others at no cost, no obligation. And this is the kind of money you will make once you do the move-ins. You'll see on average, we're making right at $3,000. In California, some is lower, some is higher, okay?
Right.
Now, I'm gonna pick this month because August of last year was our best month. March of this year was second best.
Okay.
October of this year was our third best. I like saying that because all through the coronavirus, our business has not slowed down.
Right.
Yeah. Some things have changed. I don't do physical tours because I'm not allowed in California because we're in the purple area. I'm not allowed to go out and do tours.
Okay.
And I'm not allowed to meet necessarily clients at a Starbucks and all that kind of stuff. So things have changed in that regard, but it's kind of a mixed bag, to be honest with you. It's takes me less time. I exert less energy. I stay home more. However, I enjoy the tours. A lot of people in this industry kind of say, well, you don't make as much money because you're driving and you're spending time. I look at that as I'm helping, because I see myself more as an advocate for seniors again. So, but I can't do that right now until we get done. So this was August of last year. It's the first 2 weeks. You'll see there, this is that right out of QuickBooks. These are all residential care homes except for this one here. I do a lot of residential care homes. I do about 80%. Not that I don't have anything against large communities, because I do large communities as well. But through my marketing, different things, I do a lot of residential care homes. People won't typically know where they are. So August 2nd, 2019, August 17th, you'll see a 15-day span of time. That's what we generated. 3 times in our business, we have generated over $30,000. That particular month was just under 33. We typically make anywhere from 18 to 25. When we get to Vegas, I'm looking to do about 15 move-ins per month. So if you do the math on that, that's what we'll be making. So that is how you can steadily climb and build your business month by month.
Yeah.
I do have the a couple in Pennsylvania. They made $5,800 in 2 weeks. They had another move-in. They got 2 move-ins. One was 58, one was 3. So they made just over $8,000 in 1 month. That's not typical. What is typical is you start getting your move-in the second month, because what happens is with the academy, if you choose to get into it, it's 21 modules. You can work at your own pace. It's accessible through the iPhone, computer. I'll show you a little bit of it before we get off. And you work at your own pace. Some people complete it in 2 or 3 days. But even if you complete it in 2 or 3 days, I would encourage you to go back and revisit, because you're not going to be able to comprehend to the fullness of all the strategies and tactics I use just by listening to it real quick. You might jot down some notes and go back, but we'll get through that. But it's that's what we generated. So I just say that because that's the number one question. I know it means I'm trying to brag. There's people that actually do more money than I do. There's a couple people I know of, I'm not friends with. I know of them in San Diego because of the market itself. They make a lot more money.
Yeah.
I'm in the Central Valley, and the way this business works is you have, as far as cost is concerned, you have rent plus care equals cost. That's the mathematical equation. Okay, rent plus carry plus cost. So I'm in the Central Valley where the rent is lower. If you're in like LA or you're in Houston and San Diego, the rent's higher. Like I'm in a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath house right now. If I took this house and took it in LA, I'm gonna be spending a lot more money, right? So that's where the cost goes up. And so in LA, in Houston, probably, you could have generated more than 3, but by state laws, you can only make 3. But there's people down in San Diego that are making $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 at a crack. So yeah. So all right, how does this business work? Any questions so far?
Nope. Keep going.
All right. How does business work? You identify a senior. Very simple. All right. As you identify a senior, the senior moves into a community. You generate a referral fee. Essentially, Taryn, you are a middleman, middle woman, middle person. You are someone that's coordinating the deal. You are finding the lead. You're getting them to where they need to go. And there's a process that I teach in the academy that you need to understand. But once you do that, the essential bare bones of it is I identify a senior. If I can't identify a senior, I can't not get leads, I'm not in business, right? Going back to the hamburger thing. That's the first one, lead generation, industry process. That is key. And that's one thing I learned when I was at a community. You've got to fully understand the process, whether it comes from a skilled nursing hospital, they're coming from home. Did they fall? What's the therapy? Is it occupational therapy, physical therapy? What is needed during the process? It is not rocket science by no means. I can learn this, anyone can learn it. All right. I'm not dumb, but I'm not, Ivy League material in a sense, but it's you know the process and you do it over and over through repetition, you keep increasing. And then RCFE contracts. All right. So I put contracts here in the industry. They're called referral agreements. I put contracts only because people probably could identify with that better than agreement. So whether you want to call them contracts or referral agreements, but the industry calls them referral agreements.
So who pays the referral fee?
The community itself.
Okay.
So yeah, you have the management group, the investors, you got the if it's a residence care home, you got the administrator, the owner, if it's a large community, you got the investor, the management group, the company itself, that's where the checks come from.
Got it.
So that's the beauty about this business model is that the seniors don't pay me a dime. So in the era of all this senior fraud and everything that's going on that's negative towards seniors, I get the sheer joy of not charging a dime. My very first client back in September of 2018 was a lady with dementia. She was driving, fell, went to the hospital. Family got involved, got in a hold of me. My wife and I went out to meet her and her family at her mobile home park, and she was hearing my presentation. All we're going to do was state reviews and do all kinds of research for her, right? She was very sweet and looked at me and says, "Well, I need to give you money." And I said, "No, ma'am." I said, "I'm sorry, that's part of what we did." So she went back and forth a couple of times. She gracefully exited the room. I think she went to the kitchen or something. Well, now I know because I know what she got. I didn't know where she was at the time. She left the room. She came back with a plate of chocolate chip cookies. And she says, "Well, if you're not going to take any money, you're going to take my chocolate chip cookies." And I said, "I can have a cookie. That's all right. I'll do that."
That's right. Let's
do that. But as far as the money is concerned, I don't take any money from seniors or family. I have been offered a couple of times. I've gracefully declined in doing that because I don't want any record of getting money going that direction. Okay.
Yeah.
This is my 7-step process. It's just a PDF document. If you want to email me and you want it, I'll give it to you. It goes through the process, each one like lead generation, contact form. There's a 2-page questionnaire my wife created because she was a medical. It really helps us out. I teach negotiation in the academy. You got to know how to negotiate to get the cost down because assisted living is going up every day of the week, it seems like. And we're able to save seniors, sometimes thousands, definitely hundreds of dollars. Our last client was saving $1,000 a month. The best client I've done is $1,500 a month, where I saved $18,000 for the year.
Why are these communities willing to negotiate the price with you or with someone like you rather than the resident or the resident's family?
Well, great question. They typically, I think most look at the resident, the family as a one-trick pony, right? It's a one-time opportunity. But
you generate more opportunities.
Yep. They know lead. If I'm flowing with leads in their direction, which is not just because they do deals. There's a lot of different things I'll do, like state reviews. For example, I don't look at internet reviews whatsoever because it can be skewed one way or the other. You get a disgruntled employee, they write negative reviews. You get
Uh-huh.
somebody such as a large community in my area about a year and a half ago. They had a 3.4 rating, and they got all 100 of their employees in their management group up north to go on their Gmail and Yahoo accounts and do a blast of how great the community is. So they went from like a 3.4 to a 4.5 overnight. I don't look at that stuff. So I don't have time to go read all the reviews and then try to decipher which ones are legit and which ones are not. So I do state reviews. I do reputation of the community based on who I know. And because, now this is the advantage I'll have now that you'll get later and look forward to it, is keep your good notes and that kind of thing, is I got clients that have been there, right? And are there. They tell me if the food's terrible and the care is great. And
Right.
They tell me all that. I take mental notes, write things down, put that in the file, and I use that. And there's a handful of residential care homes in my area that, and I know they're not perfect, and I let people know, hey, these people are just as human as I am, and they make mistakes like I do, but these are responsible people that care for seniors. Man, it seems like flawless. Every time I talk to seniors and their family, I'm like, oh, I love this place. Oh my God. Well, what does that do when I go to research for someone else? And so that's what we do. But yeah, great question. The money comes from the community itself, doesn't come from seniors.
Okay.
Here's the opportunity. All right. You got to identify a senior. All you got to do is marry them, pair them, whatever you want to use verbiage with the RCFE. RCFE stands for Residential Care Facility for the Elderly, whether it be a large community or a small care home.
Residential care facility. What did you say?
For the elderly.
Elderly. Okay.
Yep. That can be used, Taryn, for a large community or a care home.
Okay.
It just means they're licensed.
Yep.
Okay. You definitely don't want to deal with places that are not licensed, obviously.
Right.
So, all right. And when you do that, the joy of this business model is you get money. It's such an easy business model. I love it. So here's some of my reviews. I got a bunch more on seniorhomebusiness.com. I got some video reviews on there too for my students. That's Ray and a couple of other people that text me and students throughout the country. But their life has been changed. I feel like my life has been changed in the process because I get to help them out. And they get to go from that one-bedroom apartment or trying to better their life or adding something to an extra income flow or whatever they want to do. And then they're also helping seniors. And I live vicariously through them, helping more seniors. And I'm on speed dial. They can kind of dates me on speed dial. They kind of they call me, text me, and I can help navigate through some different things and challenges they're going through. Yeah. All right. How can you start for $30? You really can. Yeah. I did. The caveat is this. I'm not talking about an iPhone or a computer, right? You have to have one or the other, preferably both. Obviously, I know we live in technology and people have all this kind. I just want to make sure, because sometimes I do get somebody that doesn't have any technology, and that's going to be very difficult. I got to be honest with them. I mean, they can do it old school way, but it's going to be hard. You're not going to be email and text and that stuff. Right. So you've got to be accustomed to those kind of things, which most people are, and you probably are too. All you got to do is have a desire to be successful. Have business cards. I got mine from Vista Print for like $12, I think it was, in 18. They weren't fancy. This is my business card right now. Yeah, nothing fancy. Stafford Senior Solutions. Gotcha. It's got the placement in my website on the back. Yeah. And then I had a $9.99 Wix website. I'm not promoting Wix. I don't get anything from Wix. Just what I use. So you can use any website, GoDaddy, whoever you want to get to. It's important you have some sort of website, but and that expense could look like $120 for the year, right? Because I was paying $10 a month. But to get started, literally was $30. I got my business cards. I got my website. I started implementing my strategies. Some were not in full effect at the time I started my company. They've been developed over time. And there's many times I look back. I'm always type person, kind of, a little bit of insight into who I am. I'm never like, if it's going well, just leave it like that. I'm always kind of like, break it and fix it, fix it, make it better. And so when I started my company, I thought of 4 areas in which would make me stand out. One of those areas is virtual tours. People are doing virtual tours now because of the pandemic. I started back in 18. So I had 80% of the communities professionally done, edited, all that good stuff. So I was ahead of the curve and I made myself different. My tagline is the placement agency that negotiates for you. I pride myself on negotiating for clients, and I've got a reputation in the area now that they know, and not clients themselves, but at least the social workers, the contacts in the area in medical, they know if you want to have somebody to negotiate for a client, call Stafford Senior Solutions. So whatever your tagline is, whatever it's going to make you different, stand out. Don't just say, hey, I'm a referral agent, I'm helping seniors. Well, there's a lot of people doing that. So,
Right.
Okay. All right. Average $3,000 move in. I told you about that. There's a couple other students. I was Ray again. There's one of my Vegas students. And essentially, you're just getting these contracts with RCFEs, and that's the average you'll make. If you do this on a part-time basis, Karen, you will make $72,000 a year. That's based on 2 move-ins per month at $3,000, $6,000 times 12 is $72,000. That is what a part-time individual in this industry is making, doing 2 move-ins a month, which is miraculous because the average income per household in the United States as of last year was around $56,000. So on a part-time basis, you're actually making more doing this business. If you're working full-time, and I mean full-time, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, you're texting, you're spending time with your business and growing it, all those individuals that I'm aware of are making 150 plus. Okay. So it's, and you can get there pretty quickly. I would encourage anyone as they're looking into the business to try to get your first move in within 30 days, but don't be discouraged if it happens the second month. And what typically happens with my students and people getting in the industry, they start increasing that by 1 move in per month. Sometimes it goes up to, but by the end of the year, you do the math on that, you're doing really well. Okay. This is one of the strategies I teach in the academy. I'm not going to bore you with it, but I kind of put it here because it's a motivational thing. And it's one of the tactics that I use. I've had students that try this business on their own for 8 months, and they get the business cards, websites, couldn't get any leads, they're not in business. And the reason is they're focused on the middle thing. They're focused on the contracts, the referral agreements. That is a poor way of doing things. If you go with any franchise, God forbid they tell you that, because that's what they're going to tell you. I think it's backwards. I think it doesn't work. I think it's ineffective. So what they'll tell you on a franchise level, and most people think this, let me just get my business card, my website, and go out and get contracts. Well, I get referral agreements from all these different places, and then start doing that kind of thing, right? So that
I had to get some technical assistance here because
oh, you okay?
I'm about to lose my power on my laptop.
I'll take it down.
I was texting my husband and I was like, can you bring me the power?
I need some assistance.
I need some assistance. I need the power. Anyway.
Yeah. Let me know. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I just had to get the power plugged in. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So what I would do is, and what I do with my business is focus more on the networking. Because here's an example. I'll give you a real quick example, not to beat the dead horse about this, but there's many different reasons why to do it this way. One reason is, like my students that went out and got all these contracts, and these franchise people do that. They got all these contracts, no leads, right?
Yeah.
Well, leadership in these communities, especially the bigger communities, change like quarterbacks in the NFL. They rotate all around, right? They move from one place to the next. You might go back 6 months, the executive director's not there, the marketing director's gone, she went somewhere else. Well, if you're out just getting contracts and all these different things, and you're not networking, do anything, once you get a lead, you're gonna have to go back and reintroduce yourself.
Right.
But I don't know who you are, right?
Right.
So, and I do things a little bit different because on the national level, like A Place for Mom, Caring.com, all of them, they're basically lead generators. Matter of fact, A Place for Mom calls themselves lead generators, so you can get away with all the regulations per state. So what they do is they get a lead, someone gets their information, emails their information, they get them on the phone, they talk to them. Then they disseminate that information like 25, 30 different communities in the area. Yeah. And so what happens is all those communities call that resident or call that family member. It's telemarketing. And I don't do that at all. I keep the information private. Right. And until they give me permission to get the information to the community that they select through a virtual tour and all that first. And so that's the way I do it. You can do it a little differently, but that's one of the things I teach in there and it really helps. It really, these 2 students that now are doing it the way that I'm doing it, they see some results doing that.
Well, so tell me more about your networking. Tell me more about what that entails with your networking.
Yep. Networking is with social workers, discharge planners, people of like mind, like interest, like industry. I've got people in my network that deal with one guy, him and his friend who's an attorney, they own a company and they deal with wills, trust, veterans benefits, all those different things with seniors. So guess who they're talking to all the time? They're
Yeah.
talking to seniors. So now we're partnered together. Now, not in a business, in a formal way, like a written contract, but we network together, and I'll float him some business too, because I come across people that are in need of getting their income up or get the price of assisted living down.
Yeah.
And maybe he was a veteran, maybe he served during the war one day, so he qualifies for veterans benefits. I don't do any of that stuff, obviously. So what I do is I refer that individual and family to the other company.
Okay.
And so we work together. So we'll feed off each other and get leads. That is much more effective. And there's a lot of social media networking you can do that I will teach you in the academy, how to do it, how to get leads. There's a strategy behind it. I'm not a guru when it comes to social media. I'm not a novice, but I'm not an expert. Yeah. But I get it done. The first 3 months of our business when I was doing it, I almost gave up on the social media part, because it was like, man, I'm pounding it. I'm doing videos. I'm doing pictures, content. I'm trying to get some engagement, but nobody's engaging. Nobody's liking anything. Anybody's seeing it. And so I'm doing all this kind of thing. And then lo and behold, about the 3-month period of time, I started getting a lead here and a lead there. And then I get a residential care home owner about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months thereafter, call me and go, man, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean? She goes, the best, I don't know how she classifies the best, but in her mind, the best realtor was across the street showing a home. And she knows him and yelled at him, said, hey, just let you know what we're doing. It's just, he's all I know. He said, you need to call Matt Stafford.
Whoa.
She goes, you know him?
Become a household name.
I see him on the internet all the time. Call him. See, but it was repetition.
Yeah.
And the average person, including myself, after 3 months was getting discouraged because there was little to no engagement, little to no likes. And I thought, oh my Lord, I'm just doing this for like a hobby. This is taking time, because it took me time. Because I don't just do a quick one. I try to edit it and do content.
Right.
So, but I teach you all that in the academy, and just as long as you're consistent, you treat your company as it is, as a baby, as an infant. You have to get it to be able to crawl before it walks, and there's certain things you do to get your business on the ground. We haven't looked back, Taryn, and it's just been unbelievable. We will, by the end of summer of next year, be at the 3/4 mil mark, and we'll get to Vegas, it'll be 1.5. And so, and that trajectory is based on history, it's based on what we're doing now, and based on what we need to do to get moved in. So it's very, it's a well thought out thing. So it's not just numbers I'm throwing off my head, but it's real, and you can do this. Anyone that loves seniors or really appreciates the senior generation, that really they're okay with the cell phone. My phone's been beeping here and there. They're okay with this thing, in their hand, texting and talking.
Yeah.
If they're okay with that, there's no reason why you can't make money doing it. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. Now, if you went the franchise way, which I'm not bagging franchises, I'll never talk negative about them. They serve its purpose as well. Just be understanding that it's going to cost you some dough. It's going to cost a lot of money. It's $150,000 up front. It's about $800 to $3,000 per month. You're going to be in a 5-year contract. You're going to be limited to certain zip codes. And so you're going to lose your flexibility and where you want to do business and where you can do business. And it's going to cost you about $100,000 to $150,000 over a 5-year period of time. They got you locked in. You'll be in a non-compete that you will not be able to do business in this industry for at least a year after you stop doing business. Not because you decide to leave, but you just have to completely go cold turkey and wait 12 months. Then you can hop back in. And then they got some proprietary information that they sort of give you. I've seen some of it, heard about it. Yeah. I got a student of mine from Texas, actually from Dallas. She signed up for a franchise, was in it 4 months. She's still in it, honestly. She's in a 5-year commitment, but nothing was happening. She was just spinning her wheels. Her husband found me on YouTube. She gave me a call. One thing led to another. She's in the academy. And now I talked to her a couple of weeks ago. She had 6 leads she was working with. Things were happening. So it's the lead generation part that the franchises evidently, and I haven't bought one, so I'm not saying from experience, but from what I've heard, they don't really do a good job with that. What they try to do is get you to lean on their name, which some of their names are like, at least from my area where I live, are not well known. And so Stafford Senior Solutions is more well known than some of these franchises in this area because I I'm entrenched in the area now for a couple of years. So anyway, I told you about the Vegas expansion. I could not have done that if I went with a franchise. So I don't know if doing multiple locations, is important to you and your family. If it's not a big deal. But if it's money, if it's not put, I look at that total figure of 150 to 150 over 5 years. I can spend that money in a million different other directions and ways to grow my business than just using it for a franchise.
Right.
A couple of franchises. One is like Care Patrol. That's around here. I don't even like the name because it sounds like you're just, picking up somebody. And the reason that's exactly why they call themselves Care Patrol is because they do something I don't do. They encourage picking up seniors and taking them to the homes and the communities. I don't do it. I look at it as a huge liability. You're picking up people from skilled nursing, home needing assistance. They slip in my Camaro one time and hurt themselves more. I don't like that deal. Right. So it's either the family takes them, they follow me, and when we're not in the pandemic and doing that, but if not, it's all done virtually anyway. So, but back when it's physically done, I don't do that. So there's something they do a little bit different, and that's okay. All right, where to begin? Here's where you can begin.
Okay.
If you want to hop in some free information, you're doing just that, live training. You look at my social media videos. You can go on my YouTube channel. I got a couple hundred videos. I'm putting out one again today. Out of the couple hundred videos, probably 150 to 160 of them are senior referral business related. The other 40 are probably just, how they establish a 6-figure income. I try to kind of appeal to both markets. If you want the 7-step process, all you can just email me. I'll give that to you. So there's some free stuff there. If you want to get in for $10, I have 6 classes. I'll tell you what that is in just a second. I think on the other screen, but there's 6 classes you can learn. When you have a phone consultation with me, you will not learn necessarily the process through that and a lot of the strategies, but it'll be the broad strokes of getting someone started. And the reason I do it this way, Taryn, is I always have in the back of my mind that 1-bedroom apartment. I could not afford certain things when I was back there because I was living paycheck to paycheck. So I always have that person in mind. And so I try to do some free stuff as well. The Academy is 21 modules. There's bonus videos. There's mastermind classes. It's updated all the time. Coaching, training emails. There's a network that you can actually talk to other students and figure out what they're doing. There's more of a team kind of a deal. So that is the Senior Referral Academy. You can go on the Senior Referral, seniorhomebusiness.com, my website, and you can go to the store and you can look at it. The Academy is $3,500, the price of one move-in. If you get it within 24 hours, I'm offering, I've lost it. I'm offering a 30% discount.
Okay.
It keeps leaving me here. All right, 30% discount. So you just have to ask me for a coupon code. I'll develop it in your name. I'll put your first name, and I'll probably put 30 or something behind it. And then you use that as a 30% discount. So if it's 30% discount, you're looking at $1,050 off that price. And so to get started in the Academy would be $2,450. And that's just straight. You can use a credit card, you can use PayPal. There's ways on the website you can pay if you want. Okay, so that's that. Okay. And then this is actually part of the Academy here. Again, it's accessible through your computer, on your phone. There's 21 modules. It's there's virtual tour videos, bonus videos. There's live calls with me with marketing directors, how to do that. I demonstrate those things, not just like tell you what to do in a script. Like sometimes you'll get in like with classes or online material, they'll give you a script, right, what to say. Yeah. So I don't give you a script, I actually demonstrate it. And so you'll hear a live call with me talking to somebody I don't know. Most of those calls are actually when I was expanding in Vegas. I was calling for the very first time. So that is that. And that is it. And that's to start your business and get going. What do you think?
So, okay, I have one more question. As far as lead generation, how do you do that? And how do you help your students do that?
I teach you. I tell you what I'll do. Let me, you want me to show you what the Academy looks behind doors?
I would love to know. I would love to see that.
Yes. Yep, let me show that to you. Let me stop sharing for a second and I'll go to it and I'll preview it with you. That way I'll be able to show you firsthand what it looks like.
How many students do you have in the Academy or have you?
They represent 15 different states. I think it's about 30, 35. No, About 30, almost 40. It's 38 now.
You almost
38.
have 40. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's 38 exactly.
Varying degrees of success, your students that you see?
Yeah. Some the ones that had the most success are the ones that can spend more time doing it. So if they can spend 20 hours plus, they do really well. If they come in and try to do like an hour here, an hour there, it doesn't tend to be as effective because let's say they work 8 to 5, right? And then they try to do this in the evening. Well, it's awfully hard to get a hold of social workers and skilled nursing and those kind of things unless you do something during the day. So can do it on the weekend. There's social workers and discharge planners and all work on the weekends too. But to answer your question, if they can devote 20 hours a week, I take them to a place that I've seen. I can duplicate my efforts with students. Yeah. Okay. So let me share my screen. All right. So Senior Referral Academy. This is I'm gonna take you back door. You got the welcome overview. That's an older webinar I did. The basic process, that is key. I start off with the process. You need to get through that. Go through the whole 7 steps. How you handle business. You get all the documents. I go over the documents here.
So these are the documents. This is including the health document that your wife created, things like that?
Yep.
Okay.
So if you scroll down here, I'm not going to go to the next page yet. There's 21 modules. I'll come back to it, but I'll show it to you. But you got the document. I go over what the documents are, but if you scroll down here, you get a document library. You get a contact form, questionnaire, the referral agreement that I actually use. It's 3 pages. Taryn, is not super legalese, but it's super effective. The reason I don't do a 10-page legalese kind of deal, now it is binding, it is a signature, and there is percentages and things in there, but the reason I do it this way is I'm more apt for a relationship with these communities. If they ever stick me, which no one has done, they almost did it once, if they ever try to stick me with not paying, well, I'm not going to take them to court. That's a waste of time, waste of money. I'm just never going to use them again. That's just the way I would do it. Okay. But it is binding if you did want to take them to court. I don't go into it looking that way. I go into it as trying to build a relationship, and I want them to know I'm for them. I'm promoting them. I want to know how well they're taking seniors. I want them to be real with me. Do you have what's your weaknesses? What's your strengths?
Right.
No one's perfect. Don't try to sugarcoat and say everything's, woo, we're the best. You're bound to have some weaknesses. Maybe it's staff rotation. Maybe it's how quickly you can get to the residents. Maybe you're short with caregivers. Maybe the chef is on the way out and the food stinks this week. Whatever. Just be real. If not, I'm gonna find out anyway. So personalized business plan document. There's that 7-step process. Care home evaluation. These are all the documents you'll need. New call. So if you click on one of these things, I'll make sure what this one is. It's a new call. So if we come on here, a lot of contacts. To repeat myself, it does not take all these contacts. I mean, realistically, all you need. I'm going through in this video step by step with the contacts you have. You see what I pulled up probably on my desktop. I printed out some different information, and so let's see what I say. Like 5 care homes to start off with. I mean, I tell you exactly what to start off with. You don't pull up all of them. 5 care homes, 5 large communities, depending on if you're dealing with memory care, assisted living, independent communities, depending on what category you're dealing with. The whole questionnaire comes into play because you know exactly what's their ADL. Now in the industry, that's activities of daily living. Once you understand their activities of daily living, then you can begin to pinpoint where you would recommend. Now I say recommend because I never choose a community for a resident. Never. I never dictate where they go. I give them options, but it's my responsibility, my job to narrow those options down. Because if I don't narrow it down with my expert opinion, what am I doing? They can look up this stuff and go driving around town and just, I'll check this one out. I'll check that one out. Yep. So that's a lot of contact we got going on there. I do how to talk with a marketing director. It's another live call there. Strategy videos, how to get a paying client in 7 days. That really, when I came out with that course, I want to demonstrate that, and hopefully the pandemic will be lifted, and I will do that in 2021. I'm going to implement that video 7 days somewhere I don't know people, and I will get a client and move in 7 days.
Yeah.
And I'll have it all documented, which I mean, like the community I end up using, they're going to come out on video in that documentary saying they never knew me, don't know me, just met me 3 days ago, whatever it was. The residents going to say the same thing, or the family members will say, yeah, we just met Matt, we found him, he found me 2 days ago. And then we're all going to do that. So we had a documentary on blast on YouTube. It's going to be about an hour long. What's going to be so funny about it, I've already talked to the guy that's, one of the people that's probably going to videotape it for me. And we're going to make it so real because there's going to be days it's going to be stressful, right? It's not going to just go through. So it'll be done some days, it'll be like, oh my God. Man. So, but I got to implement my strategy and all that. So that's going to be a huge promotion piece. And I pull that off. I will get 50 people in this academy just doing that. Because if I can get you a client in 7 days, that's what I do. So anyway, personalized business plan, coaching call, leads from communities. I go over here's a Zoom call with a client. I tell you what to do. It's a 5 slides. It's on PowerPoint. I'll show you what it looks like. We don't do that. So it's a live call here. You never get one phone call. People I talk about making information private because large communities are not doing that. If I go back on this video here, that's what it looks like there, establishing the solution. Let's name my company, my placement agency, making a difference. These are actual real clients. You're not going to have them initially, but you can use my pictures if you will. You can pull in stock photos or whatever you want to do. These are actual shots of residential care homes. I like showing those because, many people don't understand they got floor level showers. The homes are very nice and that type of thing. So I kind of show that. So that's that. And then if you come over here, virtual tours, like this one, let's just pick one. What's this one? I give down here, I use a virtual tour for clients only. It's not designed for social media. So this one's just for clients only. This is not for social media. And it's probably just kind of super detailed. There you go. Check this house out over by Woodward Park. So I'm talking to somebody, kind of like I'm talking to just a client. I would not run this social media because it'd be very boring. You got 3 seconds for interest. If not, they're going to click off. Right. Bye-bye. So if I'm showing this on social media, they're like, oh, great, gone. They wouldn't watch anything. So you go through here. I show all the inside of the house, the outside, the restroom. I kind of walk through it all. But I show you how to do a virtual tour as well. Okay. So do that. So let's go back to the course itself. Are these care facilities allowing folks to come in and tour them right now? Do you know? No. Well, it depends on where you are. California, we're super restricted. We're in the tropical, not where I'm at. There are locations that some of my students are allowed to go and meet the marketing director. They have designated areas they can actually go see. So Texas would probably be one of those states that you might be able to go to some designated areas. They're not going to allow you to go up and down the hallways like I used to, right? Until things get normal. But you'll have more freedom in Texas than I do in California, which I love telling people about the business because I'm in a restricted state. I'm in a state that you're not supposed to be able to do anything, and my business is still going good. Right. It's not, So if I go here, you got 10 modules. There's the negotiation piece. That's huge that you get into that. Lead generation, family meetings. So if I click on show more, come here. So I go to the second one. Then I get into module 11, 12, 13, 14. I get into tours, key success, how to role play, client follow-up is huge. I get into executing the plan, part 1, part 2. And then I think the back page is just a Q&A. The 21st module is a Q&A. So that is what you're getting in the academy, as well as monthly masterminds. You're getting coaching calls with me. I do charge my coaching calls. But if you want, Taryn, with this, I'll give you a 30% discount. And if you want, I'll give you a month's free of weekly coaching calls with me. It's an hour long, just you and I hammering it out. So I'll throw that in there for you if you like. And then you'll get all that right there. And then you'll get weekly training emails and part of the community of talking with other students. If you want, you don't have to. I'm not trying to say you have to talk to people, but if you want to, I find it beneficial talking to others in different industries or in similar industries mine. But
Right.
if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But it
Right.
is an asset you can have.
So, okay. So going back to the lead, the lead referrals, you walk us through how to generate those leads, correct?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. I go back. So
Because without leads, you don't have,
yeah. Yeah.
without the customers.
Right. Right. So I go through lead generation module 6. I tell
Yeah.
you how to negotiate. This is actually, they go hand in hand. Negotiation module 8 is going to be huge because you'll make 3,000 on move in. Where I'm at, every time I negotiate, now I tell you those stories which are true. I save somebody $1,500 a month. I just save somebody $1,000 a month. Honestly, every time I do that, I lose money.
Yeah.
Okay, because I make a percentage. So now, why do I do that? Other agencies don't do this. Other agencies will actually, if you can afford $4,000 a month, they're going to give you a list. So here's $4,000. Let's talk about geography, where you want your loved one at, what their level of care is. But here's the list we have to go off of. I don't do that. What I would do is we get an academy, take 2 weeks to go through it, then use the coaching on the back end of the academy.
After you've got, yes, because that's when the questions come.
Yeah. I would, you can do it any way you want. I want to give you my best 4 instructions, best 4 times, 4 hours each time. And I think it's going to be behoove both of us if you've gone through the course first and digested it, and then we dive into that. Because ultimately, I want you to be a success. You can go on seniorhomebusiness.com, listen to some videos, some students that have on there that will tell you that.
That's actually, okay. Yeah, that's a good, I almost forgot about that. Do you have student success stories or
testimonials?
Okay, so go to your testimonials.
Yep. Listen right here. You go. This is a couple from Pennsylvania.
In their very first month, we were able to pay back that investment to ourselves. In fact, we were able to double that back to ourselves. Hey, Matt, we just wanted to take a few minutes to thank you. Thank you for the academy. When we first started looking at this business, we were looking at a franchise. And Beverly finally found you on YouTube, and I can't thank you enough. We're so grateful for the opportunity to work with you. When we had something that we needed an immediate answer, we were able to text you, email you, phone calls, and you were very helpful and immediately responded to our every need. We've been in it for about a month, right? Yeah. People say that. And we've had our first move in. Yes. So we're very excited about that. It keeps us motivated to go forward and help people. And that's why we got into this. I mean, starting a home-based business can be scary, but we jumped in and we wanted to be able to help people and provide them with a service, a valuable service. I know that some people say that it's an investment, and it is indeed an investment.
Here, I'll show you one more. This guy is Michael. He was working at a construction company.
Okay.
And this is typical. He gets his first deal action going on the second month. Listen to this. It's only like a couple of minutes. 54 seconds, actually.
I looked into your course, learned a lot from it. And then you just went from there, had to, really put in the work to get established. But now we're starting to see the rewards and the blessings. And, I just thank God that He even put me in this position. If not, I would still probably be commuting 2 hours back and forth to work. Not seeing my family that much. And now I have more time with my family. We're helping people. My heart feels good. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
I'll tell you what, guys, he's not going to brag about this. Michael's one of the most humble guys you'll ever meet. Great individual.
Where are these two students now? Are they doing well right now?
Yeah.
They are.
You can talk to them. Yeah. This guy here is from Southern California. They're in Pennsylvania.
Last deal, how much did you just make?
200 shy of $4,000.
$3,800. About an hour's worth of work.
That guy, I'm telling you, I got testimonies galore, but it's they're doing very well. I'm telling you, the students that are able to put, Taryn, 20 hours a week, typically, doesn't mean you can't. If you only put 10, you still do it. It's just a little more slower pace because it's like anything. Use my 80-10-10 rule.
Yeah.
But if you got 10 hours a week and you're 8 hours of networking, you only got an hour for contracts, only an hour for education. So you're kind of pushing that a little bit.
Yeah.
Not to get rich quick, but yeah, it's this guy here owns an RCFE. I got people that own residential care homes that got into the business, so they don't have to pay people like me, and they love it, and they get their own leads.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, you get. I mean, I testimonies all over the place, but it's just it warms my heart because going back to that one bedroom, story is like being able to be in a place financially I can help people.
Yeah.
One thing I probably didn't tell you, it's and people in the space as far as like creating courses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've talked to a couple of them and they think I'm ludicrous about the thing I'm getting ready to tell you. It's a one-time fee. So that 30% I told you about that you're spending, that's it. You don't owe me another dime. So you get the course, the ongoing action. You can call me, you get the updated mastermind classes. The only thing that's an added fee is later on if you want weekly coaching. That's an added fee. But the people that do courses was like, you need to update your, which I will, but I'm not going to charge you anything. 6 months, I'm actually going to institute some different things that you can do with coronavirus, different things that I've done, update stories, but none of that's going to cost you a dime. You have access to this, and as soon as it's updated, you just have it. Updated bonus videos that are put on there. That's what I do. So I send out emails to my students, and I'll let them know when there's another video on there, and they can go in there and learn. And I got a text, not text, an email yesterday from a student that has certain questions, and so they can text me, email me, call me. Some do more than others, and I've got nurses in the industry. I've got people that like Michael, or a construction worker. The couple here in Pennsylvania, Gina and Beverly, she's an accountant. The other one was semi-retired, and so they do that. Armin here is a RCFE owner.
Yeah.
They come from all different walks of life. I got people that are salespeople, not salespeople. You don't need to be good at sales. It's cool about this industry. I've been in sales for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's more of a customer service oriented business. It's not the less salesy you are, the more effective you will be in this industry. Yeah.
That's awesome. I really appreciate your time, Matt. And I'm thrilled that I actually was the only person on tonight. So.
Well, yeah, I am too, because I was able to. I mean, of course, on my email, I want 100 people on here.
I know, but I lucked out. I lucked out tonight.
But what's fun about it is I'm able to talk to you. If I had Ann and 4 or 5 others, because I usually have something like 5, no more than 10, but usually like 5, 6. I can't do this interaction as much.
Right.
If I do, other people feel left out, and it gets to be a little bit of a deal. And then if I got up to 10, then it's like it's more formal.
Right.
I'm just doing a presentation.
Right.
And then they ask me questions at the end. And anyway, it's nice meeting you, Taryn. I hope you do it.
Nice meeting you, Matt. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
All right. I'll be in touch soon, or I'll be in touch by Friday. No later than.
Please remind me the 30% discount and the free coaching.
And the coaching. Yep. Yes, I will. I will let you know.
Thanks, Taryn.
Thanks, Matt. Bye.
Bye-bye.